your best shot. Hey everybody, just before we get started tonight, I just want to address something real quick that Rosie already addressed in the chat, and we were going to address it as well, but Rosie just beat us to the punch, but I'm glad that she did. Just want to say, unfortunately, if y'all been keeping up with the news on Good Will Hunting within the past week, Raymond Malabar has passed away this morning. He's just been a really great friend to not only us, to me, Brad, and Chris, but to everybody in the Good Will Hunting community and the horror community as well. So if y'all could just keep his with his family and friends at this time, just keep him in your thoughts and his prayers. I just know they would really appreciate it at this time. And Raymond, I know you can hear us, buddy. We love you. We appreciate everything you have done for us for Good Will Hunting, Beers for Bros, or any stupid pun that I come up with, or just brash shenanigans. Just we thank you so much, and we love you, Raymond, very, very much. So this show tonight is in your honor, my friend, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, 100%, man. Our thoughts and prayers are with your family, and thankful for all your friends here in the chat as well. And I'm sure they'll be thinking about y'all as well. So yeah, that's sad, man. That's sad.
It really is. And guys in the chat, if you could just do me a big favor, just so we can just scream up to Raymond right here. If you would just do in the chat, rest in peace, Raymond, because I know he would really appreciate it.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Yeah, well, that being said, we're going to try to have a good time tonight, in honor of Raymond. And I'm sure, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he would want to have a good time for everybody here tonight. So we'll have a good time for Raymond and for everybody else. And what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be tearing up the 2024 horror movies. So that's going to be fun. I think we got the ones you basically went through, Bertie, and selected the ones.
If I selected the right one, that is. So that is the wrong one. So you could just tell that. Yeah. So no thumbnail on the picture of what we're doing tonight, but just know what we're doing. So
yeah. No, yeah. So we're, I think you picked all the horror movies that you and I both saw. From what I looked like on the list, there's not anything here that I haven't seen. Now, Chris will be popping in a moment, it looks like. So there might be some that he hasn't seen, but all the movies we're going over here tonight are the ones that both Brett and I saw. So there might be some that's missing that you guys saw that you're like, oh, where's this movie at? It's probably just not there because one of us didn't see it, aka probably me.
AKA we suck.
Yeah, or yeah, that too, if it's something crazy. But I think we got a good list here. I think all the big ones are here. And it's going to be a fun night celebrating more of 2024. We did the top 2024 movies last week. Now we're diving back specifically into horror, which is always a good time. And a lot of these are going to be coming up again in a few weeks at the Real Horror Awards. So an early chance to talk about some of these movies. Some of them we've already talked about with prior reviews and episodes and stuff, but it's going to be a night to kind of go back and just remember everything that came to us this year.
Yeah, abso-freaking-lutely. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the Real Horror Awards because if you see in the YouTube chat right now, that's a pinned link. That is our Real Horror Awards ballot, and we would appreciate if you have not already. I know our Good Will Hunting community has already casted in their votes, which we greatly appreciate. But if we can do us a favor, if we can share that ballot with your friends, with your family, even your pet gerbil, that would greatly be appreciated. it. So if you could do that, that would really help us out because we want the real horror awards. We want to get some good results. And yeah, a lot of category or some categories right now are pretty much neck and neck. So that's why every vote matters, and we would appreciate that. So before we really get into the topic for this evening, let me go ahead and say hello to all you lovely people in the chat. Let's see here. We got Chester. What's going on, my friend? 3 more days until your birthday. Oh, buddy. I wish I had that birthday video, but Brad unfortunately forced me to get rid of that video. So
That
Brad,
thing was damn crazy, man. Nobody
you are
needed that.
zero fun birthday, sir.
Nobody needed that on their birthday. That just made their birthday
Well,
weird.
what if I wanted on my birthday? Then what would you have to say?
Not going to happen because I'm doing what's best for you, my friend. You just don't know it.
You're a fucking asshole. But Chester, in 3 more days, just we would love to wish you a happy birthday. And I know a good birthday gift would be you for your Lions to win the Super Bowl. I know that would be a good Super Bowl happy birthday treat. I just don't think Tennessee fans would appreciate that. But Chester, we appreciate you, though. 3 more days to your birthday. Lamont, what's going on, my buddy? How are you doing? Brother Fluff saying Brett once got into a fight with the Incredible Hulk. Whoever lost had to turn green every time that they get pissed off. Well, you should have saw me during the UT Ohio State game. So that was an easy one. But Brother Fluff, what's going on, my friend? Hopefully all is going well with you. Ooh, we got a new channel member. I will get to that in a minute. Rosie, my dear, I did see you in the chat here. Let's see here. If I can just learn how this show runs and all that so I can get to certain things. There we go. Rosie, my dear, here are all your roses. You deserve each and every single one of them. They belong to you. So if you want to share it, go ahead and share them. Let's see here. We got Ashton. What's going on there, Ashton? How are you doing, buddy? We got Brooks in the house. What's going on there, Brooke? One of our wrench women, along with Rosie being our wrench women. We got Atanis. What's going on there, Atanis? How are you doing, buddy? Hopefully all is going well with you. We got Zodiac C. What's going on there, Zodiac? We got Hordehead Heather. How are you doing there, Heather? Hopefully all is going great. And I know you're one of my Tennessee sisters, so let's brace for that good old fashioned winter storm we're getting tomorrow. We can't let Brad have all the fun. And you are muted.
I was going to say, we're getting more of it tomorrow, too, man. The initial batch hasn't even melted yet. We're freaking still sitting at freaking an ice storm out there.
Bro,
crazy.
I don't want to fucking hear. You have a hot tub.
And I've been in it every damn night.
I know, I would too. So I don't want to fucking hear anything about this snow. Like, even though I'm ready because I got called off for work tomorrow. So I am freaking excited. I'm probably going to try my best to finish True Detective tomorrow, Brad.
That's a good idea. And
Yes,
hey,
sir.
for anybody in the chat, aka Bert, and anybody else who hasn't seen Breaking Bad yet, they're pulling it from Netflix next month. So now's your chance.
Oh, and you told me something. Yes, you told me in the chat about a certain writer that's coming out with a new show.
Vince Gilligan, yeah, the writer director of Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. He's coming back for another show. I had no idea he was working on anything. I was actually trying to look it up not too long ago, but Apple TV's got a new show coming out, and I'm really excited because that man can write and direct. And it's, he basically his whole career was Breaking Bad, but he's one of the better writers that I've ever seen. He's exquisite, man. Better Call Saul is just as good as Breaking Bad, in my opinion. I'll say that. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. He's bringing back the girl that plays I
can't help you right here because I haven't seen Breaking Bad, unfortunately, which is on my to-do list.
The girl from Better Call Saul. God dang, I'm watching the show right now. It's just blinking on me. Whatever.
Every time we go live,
he's coming back to the show. I really can't think of these when I'm live. I can't think of any name. I don't even know who Harrison Ford is. Oh wait, damn it, I ruined it. I didn't know who Han Solo was, but I did. That was an exaggeration. But anyway,
easy Chewy.
Yeah. So we're good though. We're good.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking forward to that show, though. Kim, yes, thank you, Happy Sanjo. Kim, yes. God, such an easy name to remember, too.
And Happy Sanjo, what's going on, my buddy? How are you doing there? Let's see here. Who else we got here? We got Gene. What's going on there, Gene? How are you doing? We got Aaron Clicks in the house. What's going on there, Aaron Click? We got Cody Snyder. What's going on there, Cody Snyder? We got Miss Erica Lauren. What's going on? Let's see here. Yeah, speaking of the Happy Sanjo, I am happy that Happy Sanjo is a YouTube member now. So Happy Sanjo, next show I'll be sure to get you on that lovely YouTube membership card. But Brad, we gotta celebrate such an occasion like this. You know that.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what video I want to play. You know what? I buy this for $1.
I'd buy that for $1.
Robo. Old Robo.
Man. I love that guy. So Happy Sanjo, thank you so much. You made us happy with doing that. We got Yo Adrian. How you doing? Hopefully all is good in the world, you know. So who else we got in here? I just don't want to make sure I miss anybody. I say hello to Gore. Just in case anyway. If I get you twice, I get you twice. What's going on there, Gory Tiger? How are you doing? Let's see here. All right. I'm just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. I think we are good. I think I got everybody. So if I miss anybody, just scold me in the chat. Or if I see somebody else pop up, we will say our hellos then as well. But I also just want to say our hellos to a particular group of people on this channel, Brad. If it'll come up.
That's here, man.
I don't see it on my screen. What the hell?
I see it right over here. There it is still.
There it is. There it is.
Bingo.
These are the people we need to say hello to. It's our freaking real hunters, man. The Patreons on this group, the official backbone of this channel. So when we go through tough times, the real hunters always have our back, and we appreciate our real hunters. So if you want to be appreciated and be a real hunter, the Patreon link is in the description down below. Click the link, select any tier to your heart's desires so you all can be a real hunter today. But just in case if you don't want to be a real hunter, Brad, big news on the YouTube membership side of things. We got a record. We have currently 20 members of the YouTube membership community right now. Ooh, I know, man. I don't know what's more sexy, that or Fernando. Oh, I'm just kidding. It's the YouTube members. They're the sexiest people alive. 20 YouTube members. The hottest ticket to be supporting the channel is for YouTube memberships. So if you want to be a YouTube member, the link to that is also in the description down below, where you can use cool emojis, earn amazing sexy badges, especially one of the many faces of Bert, because I know you definitely want to earn that status on the channel. Much more, so you all can be real hunters today.
Yeah, and if you can't do those things, just being here helps. Liking the video, sharing it, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff, telling your friends, all that stuff helps out as well. So we appreciate it.
And tell your pet gerbils as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they can jump in on the fun for sure.
Before you stick them up here. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to go there. But Brad, do you know where we are going to go though?
Where?
We're gonna. Actually, I don't want to rip this. I kind of like my pullover right here. I was just saying we're gonna.
It sounded like you already did, dude.
Well, it's the zipper. But we're gonna tear up this mofo. We're gonna be tearing it up. But before we tear it up, because I just saw something. Atanis decided to join in on the fun on the YouTube membership family as well. So
Antanis, man, what's up, man? That's
yes,
awesome,
sir.
man.
Thank you so much, man. So let me because you know I always believe in Atanis, and there's also one individual I also believe in.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I like it.
I believe in Joe Hendry, and I also believe in Atanis. So thank you so much. So yes, 21st member of the YouTube. So we are growing that family, and I'm just telling you, as low as 99 cents, it's definitely well worth it.
Yeah, it's a good investment, man. It really is, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, unlike that Bitcoin bullshit. No, I'm just kidding. Bitcoin is a big deal. All right, we're not here talking about Bitcoins. We're not here to talk about that. We're always here to talk about Destiny, folks. Destiny's in the chat. What's going on there, Destiny? How are you
We're never
doing?
here to talk about Destiny, Birdie. I don't think
Oh
there's
my
only
God. Okay,
maybe one
Brad.
time we were actually here to talk about Destiny, but for the most part,
What's that
we
on their
weren't.
birthday that you forgot?
No, it wasn't then. It was the time where Destiny was here being interviewed.
Oh yeah, that you know what? That's right. That's right. But you know what? 2025 is a brand new year, so I'm going to challenge you to not forget this year.
Yes, I'll try to remember. I'll try to remember. I do the best I can with what I have.
Hey, dude, that's plenty enough, my friend. And we got Ryan here. What's going on there, Ryan? How are you doing? Hopefully, all is going well with you. And what's up, asshole?
It's a partner.
Oh man. I'm sorry, fellas. I left to go take the trash off and froze my dick off along the way. So I have once again
Well-
lost my dick.
Well,
Welcome to the party, pal.
dude. We thought we
so
left
fucking
that behind us in 2024. You decided to bring that bullshit to 2025. What the hell, man?
I had to, man.
Yeah,
Had to. It's just what's happening out there. Brad, how you looking outside?
still as snowy as ever, man. It hasn't dropped a bit all
It's
week.
so-
It's pretty crazy.
It's so fucking cold today.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold as hell. I think it was down below 10 today. It actually got down to 7. And yeah, the ice is ridiculous. The icicles, I've never seen icicles like this. It's wild.
Dick's getting froze all up in this stream.
You said it.
No. I mean, it's
It's-
not the
it's that
first
time of
time
year.
either. Yeah.
And also, Destiny lost hers today too. So,
I'm not the only
let's-
one.
Let's do a hashtag find Destiny's dick. So,
Yeah.
it's
in the ice somewhere.
Even though it'll be like finding a needle in a haystack on that one. So, but hopefully you find it. But Brad, do you know what we do need to find, Fo? We need to find this freaking tearing it up bullshit. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's not bullshit. It's the one thing that we enjoy doing on this channel, and we're finally going to get to it. So, oh my pal.
Whip it
So
out. And a
Brad.
Toyota for everyone, too, just for being here.
Oh,
Congrats.
nice.
You get a
Toyota.
Toyota. You get a Toyota. But as per usual, I have to deal with the tearing up, so I am going to go bye-bye. So Brad and Chris, it's going to be up to you to control the chat and all their shenanigans.
Yeah, I'll do my best, man. We'll keep an eye on them. We'll see.
Oh,
what they're
yeah.
doing.
So,
Yeah.
do motherfucker.
There we go. Bye-bye, birdie. Bitch boy. Bitch boy.
All right, so go ahead and
aka
tell them
fuck
about
boy.
these tiers before we get to our first movie of the night.
Yeah, we kept them simple today, so it's easy to understand, okay? At the bottom, dog shit from a horse's ass. We knew that was going to be there. That's crazy. Again, we're doing 2024 horror movies. Moving on up, we got meh, and then we got worthy. It's fine. It's nothing, you might not rewatch it a lot, but it's a solid flick. And then we got one that up above that is going to be Kicks Ass. That's a movie that kicks ass, obviously. And then up above that, the highest tier we have tonight is a decade staple, something that we're going to think back on at the end of the 2020s and be like, man, here's the greatest movies of the decade, and this movie might be there. And yeah, it's going to be a good discussion tonight. If we have
Something like Strangers Chapter 1.
Yeah, 100%. That'll be
Yeah.
there.
Well,
I
we
think
got to save the best for last.
Night Swim could be up there. I think that's eligible. But yeah, I think what's interesting here is that, like I said at the beginning of the stream, every movie down here Brett and I both saw. But if we saw the movies that Brett saw, I think we'd have a lot more competition down at the bottom. Would you say, Birdie Boy? Like with remember Imaginary?
I guess I would probably say if we get the rest of my list, it'll be somewhere between Worthy and Dog Shit from a Horse's Ass.
Yeah, because you got like Imaginary in there and a few other things.
I got Y2K, which I would have loved to see how that one would have wound up, but I just know you haven't saw it yet, so I left it off the list.
Oh yeah, that's one I forgot about. That one, man. I could,
Man,
I need to.
I wanted to put Don't Move. I wanted to put Don't Move up in here, but then I saw on your letterbox that you didn't see that one either. So I'm like, son of a bitch.
I don't know.
What is that on Netflix?
It is.
Yeah, was it worth a damn? I thought I could have sworn I saw kind of
I
terrible
like
reviews for it.
I like the idea. It's like it was a solid thriller, but nothing like legendary status. I'd probably for me put it at worthy.
Well, I like the idea of putting my head up a butcher's ass to find the.
No, you could stick your head. You know, fuck, forget it. Who shot the couch?
Yeah, also we're getting way off hand. So, gentlemen, are you ready to tear it up?
Yes.
Chet
All right.
Walters, ink specialist. Sorry, I have
Oh.
to.
Not quite a match.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what is a no. Actually, I have no. I actually honestly have no joke on that one. But Chris, if you just want to be a good old pal, I'll let you pick first.
Okay. Let's do the substance first.
Oh,
Ooh.
dude, you want to start all freaking naughty, dude, Chris? It's just it's the poster, isn't it? It's just seeing a woman's back. I'm
All scarred up, just gets my motor going.
yeah. I'm pretty sure you could just scrape her back, but you just could hear the click, 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 click. But anyways, Chris,
I don't.
where do you want to put the
gone off the rails.
substance? I know.
Hey, man, let's put it at. You know what? I don't know.
You don't know.
Probably decade staple, man.
I would be inclined to agree with that notion. I
mean-
think it is. I mean, I think so.
I think there's a lot. There's a lot of originality to it, and I think that people will remember that performance by Demi Moore. I mean, I think that it will be talked about for a long time. So I think that it will be. I think it's up there, man.
Yeah, it's just something that is unique as hell when it comes to. If you take a look at all these movies up here, this is definitely probably the most unique movie on the list. I mean, I don't see anything that's really gonna to beat it in that category. I don't think. So it's got that going for it. It's also got, like you said, the performances. This is the first time in a long time a horror movie led to any kind of award for an actor. And we got that here with Demi Moore, Golden Globe, and I'd love to see her get at least nominated for an Oscar too. That'd be awesome. I would assume she would if she won a Golden Globe, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I mean that's cool to see that bringing recognition to the horror genre and all that stuff. And I think that's just one of those things that it's one of the movies I've seen twice already this year, and would watch it again. It's the whole time I was just pretty captivated by the story and performances and everything within. It's it tells a lot of story too, just with the way shots are done, and with the way framing is done and all that fun stuff, which is is something that I like. So I would be inclined to agree, man.
All righty. So we are all in agreement and putting this for a decade staple. Is that correct?
Yeah, if
safe
you're
to
in
assume.
agreement, yeah.
Yeah, you know what, dude? This is well, it's not me. I'm just moving it up here just to get it right up there. Just like her back, this is a decade staple. But yes, I agree with you, gentlemen. Demi Moore, amazing. Margaret Qualley, amazing. Mr. Quaid, Mr. Dennis Quaid, amazing. Everybody just did a really good job. Everybody was bought into this project. To me, in my opinion, this is the best body horror film of all time, in my opinion. And I'm not a big fan of that genre. So when that genre or that part of the genre inside horror really gets to me and I really enjoy it, it's really something special. And this movie is indeed special. So it deserves to be a decade staple.
Yeah, I think so, man. And like you said, it's a body horror, and I think Erica was asking what it's about, and that's a good thing. I think it's good to kind of throw a synopsis up for things that maybe not everybody's seen, but you've probably heard of it. But it's a body horror flick about an aging actress that finds a way to make herself young again, and that's kind of the crux of it. And yeah, it does a really good job telling that story, and a lot of stuff to go with it.
Absolutely. So before we get to our next movie, I also got the chat pulled up on my phone, so that's how I know I'm not going to be missing anybody too as well. Do you know?
Now wait a minute. I thought you said you were leaving the chat.
Well, I technically am.
You rascal!
I got. Hey,
You literally just told us and the chat to fuck off.
Hey,
Yeah.
I always got an eye on you all. But we
Like damn
got
Santa Claus over here.
I'm checking it twice, motherfucker. Jamie Hard, what's going on there, Jamie? How are you doing? We got Kyle Curtis Flett. What's going on there, Kyle? How are you doing? And also we got Sergeant Shitty. What's going on there, Sergeant Shitty?
Hey, oh, shitty. Sergeant.
All
Sergeant.
right.
Buongiorno.
But Brad, we can play dodgeball. You want to play dodgeball? Or do
I
you
do.
want to pick the next movie?
Let's pick it. I can't see the list, so let's talk
I got you. I got you.
I think we should talk about Quiet Place Day One here. That's one that was left off, I think, entirely from the good real the Real Horror Award show.
And we already got bitched at for it. So whoever you are, anonymous person, hopefully we got you here.
Yeah, and well, I do appreciate the character Lupita Nyong'o portrays in this. Brian Quinn was good. His name's not Brian Quinn, is it? I think I did the same thing
Joseph
the other day.
Joseph Quinn.
Okay, who the fuck is Filatio?
Hey, Chris. Yeah, Chris, that's how you say the word.
Uh,
God.
That's a long story, but anyway,
Short for
yes.
some.
So, I appreciate the character, and I think here's the thing about it. I think in general the story is good. It's got a good story, and I thought that maybe it could have got in for best story of the year because it is a good story, and it would have been good as in a one-off movie. Like if maybe this was the first Quiet Place movie we got, and we're taking this monster movie kind of horror movie, and we're giving it a more creative, more story-driven plot. It would have worked. But this is the third movie in the franchise, and it kind of promised a lot more action, and it promised a lot more excitement, I think, than what we got in the trailers, the marketing, and everything like that. And I think that's what we were all wanting, because we kind of got the first Quiet Place movie. It didn't have a ton of the stuff in there. So I think we all kind of wanted it to be a longer version of that opening 20 minutes of Quiet Place 2, where shit's just hitting the fan the whole movie, really suspenseful. And that's not really what this movie was. It has some of that in there, but the movie was really slow, especially at parts. I was really kind of bored with it. So I do appreciate a good story. I just don't think it fits well for the third movie in the franchise, especially this franchise. So, I'm going to go, what's the, meh?
So
Meh?
you're going to go meh
Yeah.
on this one?
That's just how I felt about it. I didn't think it was that,
Ooh.
I mean, it's meh.
Ah,
meh.
well, I'm going to just tell you this. You're freaking meh, because I definitely thought this movie was definitely worthy to me, because I thought it did a good job. I didn't feel like with the inclusion of Day One that the quality of the franchise went down at all. I still felt like it still kind of kept its place of like, hey, this franchise is pretty good with their movies. Like, I'll probably say it's the third best one, like dead last at the point, until we get the fourth one, and then we'll see where we go from there. But it's just the idea of Day One is very awesome. But I do hate to say this, though. If you're doing Day One better in the second one, A Quiet Place Part 2, when they showed the beginning of that one of Day One, if you do that one a little bit better than this, little concerning, but again, great cast. Everybody did a great job. Definitely loved the cat in the movie, especially that one particular scene where Joseph Quinn is trying to rescue the cats. That to me was a little bit of nerve-wracking scene right there. And of course, I loved the whole like the bar scene too, with the drink and the pizza. If you watched it, you know. That's all. I'll go from there without going into spoiler territory. So for me, I think this is worthy, man.
Well, you guys can fight it out. I have not seen it.
Oh, let's let the people decide then. Worthy or meh? I mean, I could go you know what? I'll go worthy for you. I think it is.
Thanks, Dennis.
Yeah, because I could tell by the chat that's where it's going to go anyway. And yeah, and I don't necessarily want. It's hard because I do think if it was a one-off movie, I would have loved it. If it was its own thing, having the story-driven, thing. But again, I don't know.
Yeah,
worthy is fine.
I'm glad you did Worthy because she cried. So
I mean,
You're helping. You're doing a big service to her by putting it at worthy.
Yeah, well, she probably cried in Terrifier as well, but that's
Oh,
Hey, come on now. But we got Jeffrey Miller, folks. We got nothing could beat that opening scene from A Quiet Place too. Yeah, it's like what I was mentioning, Jeffrey. It's like if you could do that for day one better, like for that movie versus the entire movie itself, that's a little bit of an issue to me. Just a little bit, not nothing too bad, but it's just that day one in the world with John and Emily, like you're doing something. You're going places.
yeah, I agree, man. I mean, yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay. Back in the Taco Bell parking lot. 15 minutes. You two.
I sign me up anywhere I can. Anytime I can get anywhere near
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
Well,
I'm
wait
there.
I think we're talking about.
Wait a minute. Is Destiny buying?
Yeah. Oh, Destiny's buying.
Oh, dude,
yeah.
that's an easy.
That's an
decision.
easy decision.
Bloody
one of our favorite skip moments ever. So, all right, let's see here. It's my turn.
Your turn now.
All right. Well, here's the deal. We talked about a decade, a decade staple. We talked about a worthy movie. Let's dog shit on the movie, and I think I know which is exactly the one we need to dog shit on. Let's. Well, first off, I gotta get my floaties on, so I'll have to be right back. But I like to go for a little swim, a little slim, a little movie called Day Swim. Have y'all seen Day Swim before?
Yeah, I have actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty bullshit movie when the movie's called Night Swim and it's taken mainly a place at during the fucking day. So you pretty much just ruined your whole damn movie based on that alone, which I thought they had a good concept with this movie, but just the execution of what Blumhouse is trying to do is absolute bullshit. And I've said shit a lot of times, so I think you already, gentlemen, know where I'm putting this movie. This is a dog shit from a horse's ass.
Yeah, we're just talking about Day Swim. Brad, do you remember that time that Birdie tried to stone cold those White Claws? Yeah. Night Swim was so bad. Actually, my sister came over one night and we put that on. Watched it for maybe about 30 minutes or so. I didn't even finish it. I mean, I thought it was pretty fucking stupid. I wouldn't have watched it anyway. She wanted to watch it, and then she ended up hating it too. So I'm fine with dog shit from a horse's ass.
Oh, I am as well. I hate to disagree with you, Birdie Boy, but I don't think a haunted swimming pool is a good concept to begin with. And two, yeah, the execution didn't make it any better. It was just fucking stupid all around. It had Russell Hyatt in it. No, God dang it. Wyatt Russell in it.
I was about to say, I have to say Russell Crowe. I said maybe Russell Crowe couldn't say that.
I'm telling you, when I'm live, the names just do all kinds of crazy things in my head, man. It's insane. But yeah, it had Wyatt Russell in there, which made it watchable at least to an extent, but it sucked ass, man.
Okay. And I'll warn the chat. Little spoiler alert, even though trust me, you're not missing fucking much, but just in case. Little spoiler alert. What the fuck was up with the freaking the mob with the black goo coming out of her eyes and shit? Like, what the fuck was that?
I can't say I even remember that scene. That movie was.
Have you ever been Have you ever been in a pool filter that hasn't been cleaned in a couple of months?
Yeah, you just get.
Yeah, it's just algae. It's algae. All kinds of nasty shit on there.
Yeah, they just need some. They need to shock the pool.
Need a little
before the pool shocks them.
Okay, Brad, you said about a haunted pool was not that scary or good of a concept, but what about a haunted hot tub?
I think it's pretty much more in line with the pool. It's about the same. On if I had to tier up concepts, it'd probably be on the same tier.
Well, I will haunt your hot tub when I get the moment. I'll freaking put a hex on it, and then you'll be fucked, buddy.
Bertie, you're already haunting that hot tub, man. You're already haunted it.
I honestly think hand job cabin is a better concept than than a haunted pool.
Good.
Yeah.
You know what? That is absolutely fair to say. So all right, before we pick our next movie, guys, anything from the chat?
They're talking about they will never bother with Night Swim Imaginary Tarot or Tarot. and Afraid. I agree. I wouldn't watch any of those either. I don't even know why I watched Night Swim. I think I was at a point where I was just kind of behind on movies, and it was on Peacock or something, and I was like, I gotta get caught up, and I watched it, and I didn't want to.
Well, Brad, just speak no evil on that. Just speak no evil. But anyways, which hey, we got that movie on here, but it's not my turn. It's Quiz's turn. So, Chris, what movie you want to go after next, amigo?
All right, we're moving right along to one of my personal favorites from last year, which I'm going to move. I'll say we put Strange Darling into Kicks Ass. I think that in
Kicks Ass.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it was groundbreaking enough to be a decade staple. I think that as years pass, it will probably be forgotten. I think it'll be kind of a cult favorite kind of thing. But what?
Sorry, I just you know
You're
me,
over
I'm
there
a pun.
fucking-
I'm a pun. Sorry, I'm a pun guy. I pity the pool.
Oh, I thought you were gigging on me.
No, I would never giggle on you. So,
so I mean, but I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought it was really original. Hell of a directorial debut for JT Mull, or maybe he had directed something before, but I think it was his first feature. So, hell of a debut for him. Great performances, and yeah, I thought it was great.
I too am going to give it a kick ass. One of my favorite movies of the year for sure. But I'm inclined to agree. I think in a couple years, it's not going to be something we're looking at really. I mean, it's not going to be something we're thinking about at the end of the decade. I don't think. So for that reason, I think I will give it kicks ass as well. But yeah, it was a really original take on a serial killer story, non-linearly told, which made it really stand out in that genre. Yeah, especially with the order of sequences that it gave us. So I really like it for that. Both the performances, Kyle Gallner and not Emma Willis, but Fitzgerald. Willa Fitzgerald.
Mhm.
uh, did,
I thought you were going to say
awesome
Fitzgerald Willis.
Fitzgerald Willis.
talking about Willis,
did a great job in the movie. So yeah, so I like it for that, man. I love the hell out of it. Kicks ass.
hell yeah! And all right, so for normal circumstances, I would love to put this one in the decade staple, but I could just tell already that we're just really saving that spot for like movies that just really will define the decade. Again, decade staple.
That's the
So
name,
I will
yeah.
have to tend to agree
all there.
with you, gentlemen, that we cannot push Strange Darling into that category. But if there's like a spot like in between like Kick Ass and Decade Staple, that's where Strange Darling would go. So for this instance, I agree with you, gentlemen. Kicks Ass is where Strange Darling needs to go. And I think I saw Destiny say something about she has not seen it. I implore you to rent it. It is definitely well worth the rent to go watch this movie because Will Fitzgerald is great. I think Cal Gallner yes, does a lot of things within the horror genre, but I think this is actually one of his best acting performances I've ever seen him in. And plus,
100%
just the
agree
way
with that.
they told this story was also great as well. The cinematography, they got the, what was it, Chris? Shot it on a 75 mm. Am I getting that correct? Fact check me.
No, I don't think they shot it on. They shot it on 35 millimeter.
35, that's it. I get mixed up between 35 and 75. Sorry, only Christopher Nolan gets the 75 privileges around here, which again, that man deserves
70.
everything.
Yeah.
Hey, if we want to give him real monsters for his Odyssey movie, we give him real fucking monsters. We don't do that bullshit CGI. But Strange Darling, it's really awesome. I wish I could put a decade of staple, but again, I just know where we're going with that particular category. So Kick Ass is the next best place for it.
I agree. I dig it.
So, Brad, since you dig it, how about you dig into these movies about our next one? Which one are you going to dig into?
I think I'd like to see us talk about. I think I'd like to see us go ahead and tackle Abigail here.
Ooh, okay. And what your
And-
thoughts about Abigail?
Abigail, to me, I'm surprised by saying this, but it's not a movie that I particularly loved. I liked it a lot, but I wouldn't say it was one of my favorite movies of the year or anything. Might have been in the top 10. I can't remember. But if it was close. It was probably more like in the 15. Radio silence film about a group of individuals that kidnap a girl. She ends up being a vampire. Very cool concept, actually. I like that a lot. But I don't know. I just kind of expected a little bit. For me, I didn't feel like it did a lot to the vampire lore or anything like that. It seemed, I mean, the characters were great, and they were a lot of fun. But I think at this juncture, personally, I'd probably put it in worthy.
Ooh, just worthy, dude. I'm little surprised on that. Chris, do you tend to agree? Well, actually, it's my turn, isn't it?
Yeah.
In my time. So let's see here. Where do I want to put it? Of course, I know where I'm going to put it. I'm going to be putting it. This movie kicks all of the ass. Because first of all, I want to pull off or show off Brooke's comment about Abigail was her favorite of the year, and I hear that about a lot of people saying that Abigail was one of their favorite horror films of the year. And this came out the day before I think actually the day after my birthday. So this is a birthday movie for me. So it has a little attachment right there. I always remember my the movies that came out during the week of my birthday, and this one got to be a part of that. And I really had a great time with it. We had great comedic moments. We got good fight scenes. I do agree with you that it does not add anything new to the vampire lore or just to the vampire genre, or like just that particular genre within the horror genre. However, I still had a great time with it, and if you put it on, you are guaranteed a good time. And if you could do that for me, and they just go for it, especially with Catherine Newton and Kevin. Is it Kevin Durand? I didn't want him get him confused with the Halloween guy.
It is, yeah, Kevin Durand.
Okay. Just wanted to double check. Did wanted to embarrass myself, but everybody was great, entertaining. And of course, one of the hidden MVPs of 2024, Dan Stevens, was also in this movie, and he did a great job as well. So, to me, in my opinion, this movie kicks all the ass.
Nice one, Birdie.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I agree with all of what you said. I mean, I think that it was a lot of fun. I also think it was, in my opinion, very formulaic. I mean, I think that it was just kind of by the numbers. It really didn't do a whole lot to stand out. I mean, it was a good time, and the cast was great, but it didn't really do a whole lot for me. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like, so I would probably put it in worthy.
Oh, so we got two worthies to my one kicks ass. So technically that is an overrule. So we're gonna go to the worthy spot.
Yeah. I think I would have expected more from Radio Silence than I did. Still a good time. Not saying it's bad. Not saying I disliked it.
No, not by any
good.
stretch. I thought it was good. I think it was in my top 10, but it just wasn't.
Like it doesn't hurt the quality of Radio Silence. Let's say that.
No, it's still a very solid flick. I just don't want it to pull the average down of my kicks ass movies. Basically, is what it came down to. Very solid. It'd probably be on the higher end of my worthy picks here tonight, but it's it's good. Yeah.
No, absolutely. So, and another note I wanted to mention too. Oh my God, why am I forgetting her last name? Brad, you're a bad influence. I'm now forgetting people.
Melissa
Barrera. Thank you. I couldn't remember the last name, but Melissa Barrera. This movie I feel like was very important to her as well because of the simple fact that everybody was just going to remember as Sam Carpenter, which they still will. But this movie kind of proves that she's more than Sam Carpenter. And I think she can have a lot of fun in a lot of different roles, given a good script and a good opportunity. Mainly keyword opportunity. So I just wanted to throw out there as well. Plus her covered in blood towards the end. Chef's kiss on that.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever see the I'm blanking on the name of it, but there was like a survival movie that she was in or something. I think it maybe even came out before Keep Breathing. That's what it was called.
I've not seen that one. I've seen the one where she's inside that haunted house when she was pregnant, or like her character was.
I think it's on it's on Netflix. It came out in 2022. She's really, really good in that. I think that maybe came out that year before Scream did. Check that one out. Put that on the list.
No, just
put it on the list.
I'm gonna ask you again, but yeah, just remind me because I definitely want to tune into that, especially as before Scream. And Brandon Meacham, first off, what's going on there, Brandon? How are you doing? But Bed Rest, yeah, that's the movie I was talking about. That's on Tubi. So yeah, that's bed rest. We got Sebastian. What's going on there, Sebastian? How are you doing? And we also got Vanderhoff. I won't get your particular comment here, but what's going on there, Vanderhoff? Saying, thanks for sending me the ballots. It was fun filling it out, mentioning the Real Horror Awards. So, again, if you're just joining us or if you have not voted yet, the pinned comment in the YouTube chat is the link to the official ballot for the Real Horror Awards 2025. We would love for you to vote and to share the ballot as well, because a lot of categories are pretty much neck and neck, and you can make the difference.
Absolutely, you can.
So, all right.
Absolutely.
So, we put Abigail there. That was Brad's pick. So, let me go with a different pick here. Johnny is on. Hey, here's Johnny in a Violent Nature. So this one ought to be a very interesting to see where we get to put this spot at. Like this movie to me, great idea, or just an interesting idea that we don't see a whole lot of nowadays. Fucking horrible execution. I like the look right there. If you see the poster, I like the look of Johnny. I like his kill towards the yoga girl. After that though, it's just a bunch of walking and walking and walking. Can you guess the next two words I'm about to say?
Walking and walking.
Off? Oh,
what? Oh, good. That was my sec. That was good guess, Brad. But so for me, this is not a dog shit from a horse's ass. But to me, this is just meh.
My turn now.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I'm inclined to do the same. Put it in meh for me. And I agree with you. I think that it was a really cool concept. It was so fucking slow, man. I mean, even the kills, there's just like no tension in them. They were cool, effect wise and things like that, but there's just no tension. There's not really any characters that you're really rooting for, that you really grasp onto. No, absolutely zero emotionality. No real catharsis there in your third act. I mean, it's just so fucking slow, but a very interesting concept. So I don't think it was horrible, but yeah, let's put it in meh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree as well. I just thought that there was a lack of, for the runtime, there was a lack of story. I think we needed a little bit more. I think they should have leaned into the fact that, so the killer, if you're not familiar with it, the killer is who, it's a slasher movie, but you're following the killer around as he's killing people. You're not following the other group of characters that he's slaying. So it is a cool idea. I like it for that. I would even say the execution is good for the most part when it comes to the actual making of the movie, the production, all that stuff was great. Very, very well done, actually. But I just think they just made it too empty in between. They should have given the killer a little bit more purpose, I think. I think he just had like a little necklace that he was trying to get back, but there wasn't anything. I think that if you could have thrown in like a little bit of like some Rob Zombie flavor to it, where he's following a white horse around or something, at least some kind of visual, where he's got a goal, a very clear defined goal, and the motivation to do it. Maybe some backstory, I don't know, something to kind of give him a little bit more to his character, because even though he's kind of like the protagonist, we really don't even know. We just know he wants his necklace back. I mean, we don't really know anything else beyond that. So yeah, meh for me too.
And can we also say that I wouldn't call them campers, but I would just call them the dumbass characters really lived up to what they were doing. It was being dumbass characters. They
weren't very wise. But it did have some cool shots though, where he's like, at one point there's a couple dudes in a cabin. I don't think they weren't one takes, because they did throw some, 2 dudes, 1 cabin. It's a new video you should check out on it. Anyway, there's a couple dudes in a cabin, and it follows him. He's like, he puts a horn, he puts a log in the car, and then he walks all the way around the cabin to kind of get behind the dude that's walking out to because all that stuff's kind of cool to see the killer's perspective on that, and how they are able to kind of, do something to distract somebody and get behind him, and all that stuff was really cool to see. but yeah, it was again. I think it just needed a little bit more substance to it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
even think with some substance in this movie wouldn't be that much better.
Oh,
Uh,
Jack or John or whatever his name is, Billy. I can't remember. He
Johnny.
needed
Johnny.
some. That's a dude who did the substance and did not respect the balance at the end. When you saw his face,
Oh yeah.
he was.
Ooh. And,
You know what? We were sitting here. We're talking about how he didn't want anything back but his ring. And that was his entire motivation. So here's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. Okay, we're gonna make it short. Okay, Brad goes to Taco Bell. Right, his order comes up. Someone else comes up, takes the burrito. Okay. And then we're just going to follow Brad around as he kills fools because all he wants is his burrito bag. Just a singular desire for that burrito, much like Johnny's singular desire for his necklace or ring or whatever it is. Just killing people, just trying to get that burrito back. What do you think?
Well,
think
I'll
it's
tell you
based on-
this.
It's based on a true story.
Well, no, I'll tell you this. Like, if you thought that's like that, first off, that's a scary concept. But all I can just imagine is if it was a cheesy gordita crunch. God help everybody.
Yeah.
Because Brad, one of his go Taco Bell specialties is the cheesy gordita crunch.
No, it's the
I mean,
best
you can't
thing on the
beat it.
menu, man. It's the best thing. It's
Yeah,
dude.
so
yo,
take the
no,
burrito. So
no,
take
no,
the
no, no,
burrito.
no.
You might still have a chance to survive, but if it's a cheesy gordita crunch, you're fucked.
I'll put a drill in your ear hole.
I mean, can you imagine
Incredible.
that he walks up there though and does that to the yoga girl all over a fucking cheesy gordita crunch? That would be fucking hilarious.
Hey, but you actually did that for an enchilada once.
Where's the? Oh yeah, that's right. My
My
enchiladas.
enchiladas.
These are my enchiladas. But Chris, before we get to your next movie, just a sex. I want to get
Yeah.
to some two comments. Yeah, I saw that text group where you just put just a sex.
God damn it! It auto corrects to that every time.
Motherfucker. Jeffrey Miller says, I appreciate that you have something positive for even the mad ones. Respect. Yeah, it's just we don't hate just to hate, but if we really hate your fucking movie, we're really gonna hate your fucking movie. But yeah, it's just again interesting concept or good idea on paper, just horrible execution.
Yeah.
And then we got Roxanne. I can't whistle. That's the best I got. But Roxanne.
Do a hi-hat noise in lieu of a whistle.
Yeah, it's just I can't
That's
fucking
all right.
whistle. I just can't. But anyway, Chris, can you whistle?
God, no, maybe
God,
not.
you fucking disappoint me. Brad, can you whistle?
A little bit.
God, you fucking assholes. Anyways, Roxanne, what's going on? How are you doing? It was slow, but had some fun kills, and it was different. Definitely different. Definitely had some fun kills, but everything else, meh. So let's go ahead and move on. Brad, no, excuse me. I am so sorry. I was just again thinking about that cheesy gordita crunch incident. So Chris, your turn.
Hang on, let me. Oh, okay. All right, let's take a gander here, shall we? I would like to move on in to another one of my favorites of the year, and I would like to put Late Night with the Devil into Kicks Ass.
Ooh,
I was exceptionally surprised at how good it was, how much I enjoyed it. I mean, I think the aesthetic was spot on. David Dasmalchian's getting a lead role in there was fucking awesome to see. He killed it. The practical effects were great. So yeah, I liked it all the way around. I just don't think kind of the same thing as we talked about before with Strange Darling. I just tend to think that, at the end of the decade, it may not be one that we come back and talk about as one of the best, So I'm going to put it in Kicks Ass.
I concur as well. Erica, this is about a late night TV show host trying to compete with ratings, and so he gets this possessed girl on his show, and it's a Halloween night kind of thing, kind of special, and yeah, it's all filmed in a way. It's basically a unique take on a found footage genre, but it's not like shaky cam or anything like that. It's more so you're sitting there watching this night of television firsthand, like an audience member, and with some behind the scenes stuff as well. So it's really cool presentation, I think, that we haven't seen before. It's just innovation when it comes to the found footage, so I like it for that a lot. They everything you said, Chris, was quite on point as well. So I would and it's actually pretty scary, honestly. I mean, I think at times it's one of the creepier movies of the year. So I would give it to me at Kick's Ass as well.
Nice. And oh COD. What's going on there, oh COD? For me is honestly a decade staple in his opinion for Late Night with the Devil. And I kindly like, again, I get why people think that, and I think that's awesome. But just for me, I agree with these gentlemen right here. I think this movie does indeed kick all of the ass. So I'm just moving it up here. And I'll just even say, I think that this is probably, maybe, actually, you know what, Brad? Write this down. I got me an idea. I think we're at
Let it roll.
now. I think we're at a point now where we can do a top 10 Shudder movies of all time.
Yeah, I think we could. I mean, there's enough out there.
Yeah,
sure.
I think it's been a plenty enough years. I think Shudder has just released banger after bangers and interesting picks. So we need to write that down. And you know what happens when we write down a great idea? Chris, do you know what happens?
We immediately forget it.
Well,
True
except it's going to be on a list.
You just made the list!
Gotta have it.
Yeah, so that's a good idea. Maybe we'll tackle that in February or something like that. So, but
I said,
yeah,
Steven, that's perfect.
Write this one down, Birdie boy. Write this one down, my friend. This is an idea. We do another short after the Taco Bell one or before, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. I'm already intrigued.
Instead of what's eating Gilbert Grape, we do who's eating Birdie's grapes.
These grapes.
You're eating my fucking grapes, you fucking asshole. I'm going to kill you.
He just comes back, his grapes missing from his bowl. He's like, this motherfucker.
Or as like Brother Fluff said, I'll turn all green and get pissed off. You won't like me when you eat my grapes.
That's very true.
And plus, or it could be like Jump 21 Straight. You know what they do with pretty boys like me?
Jump
It rhymes with grape. It rhymes with grape. Oh my god.
Tell it to you.
Again, long story. We don't have the time yet to tell it. But anyways, Late Night with the Devil, gentlemen, you pretty much took all the points I like, or I was going to mention as well, so I'll keep it short and sweet. I love the feel of this movie. Brad, I actually like your the best way, in your opinion, on how best watch is late at night with a TV dinner. If you get the Salisbury steak, you're definitely in for a good time. So Late Night with the Devil kicks all the ass, but in my opinion, it just doesn't do quite enough to be a staple, but that's okay. Kick Ass is still a great place to be.
Yeah, it's a really good spot. It's a really good spot to be at. I mean, I think that's where a lot of the stronger movies of the year is going to line itself up for me. What do we got down here? What's next?
All right, let's scroll down here, Brad. Where do you want to go?
I think we probably should go ahead and pull the Band-Aid off and talk about let's do this Megan Fox movie here. What was the name of it?
Subservient.
Shit.
Subservient, yeah.
Oh no, Chris, before, like, sorry, Brad. Chris, will you promise to behave on this movie?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay,
I guess.
I just want to make sure, because even on TikTok, they're already coming out with these fucking AIs, man. So just be on your best behavior. Plus, those AI robots are 150K. So, sorry to spoil your dreams.
You already looked them up. I ordered mine with the Jackhammer 9000.
I got a 30-year loan on it.
Never mind.
Shit.
No, I'm not buying a house. I bought a damn roto rooter, whatever they're called.
Until we meet again. But yes, Brad.
Hope you got the extended warranty on it.
Brad, what do you think about this movie?
I wouldn't say it's dog shit from a horse's ass, because it did have that sexual scene in the bathroom, which was pretty good.
Get a little steamy in there.
Yeah, but it was run of the mill AI. This is about AI. Megan Fox plays this AI, housemaid robot thing for a dude. His wife's
People
sick, and
pleaser.
yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. It's a Netflix movie, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and it came out. Didn't really hear much about it, but I checked it out over the holiday break, and it was fine. Run of the mill for what you'd expect for an AI movie, 100%. It's not, it's more or less the same thing as Megan, just not as good. Megan Fox was pretty fun. I thought she did a good job playing the character of the robot, but it wasn't particularly scary. There wasn't really anything about it that was super suspenseful or anything like that. It just felt pretty flat for me. So I mean, not dog shit from a horse's ass, but meh for sure.
All right, and yeah, actually, wait a minute. Sorry, real quick. Is sex with a robot considered cheating? That is going to be the question within the next couple of years. So, Aaron Click, you just let us know if that's the case or not.
Yeah, you have to find out.
Brandon Gummit. Fuck.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah.
Arnie,
See,
if you're ever watching this, I love you. Just I will never do that.
But what he would do is cut out your picture and put it on Fernando over there, kind of like the substance.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I knew that was
Okay.
Oh
Yep.
my god. All right. But yeah, so with this movie, folks, I agree with Brad. Megan Fox was very, very good. I actually think she's actually perfect for this role because just to me, her whole figure pretty much screams AI. It kind of like very resemblance to those robots that you actually see on TikTok now. So, but yeah, Megan Fox did a really good job. Decent concept and all that. Yeah, shower scene. Even though that's a scary thing to think about in the future. But other than that, though, this is just your average thriller AI movie. Nothing more, nothing less. Not dog shit from a horse's ass. Just meh.
I got a question though. I mean, would you want that? Let's just think about this for a second. I'm not trying to be too crude here. Okay. I know we got some respectable people over in the chat. But would you want to put your dick in a robot in the bathroom where it's very moist? I think there's a risk of electrical shock. And I don't want to, I just don't want to put that, of all the rooms, I think that's probably not the best room to protect.
It could have a
Their
feature
shower
in
was
it.
on.
Hey, it can have a feature has like this, and it just does a rotate. If it with the steam and the water, it can malfunction. The little spinning machine could go. It might
what
not be a
spinning
bad
machine
thing.
are we talking about?
In the privates.
Why in God's name would
I'll
there
have
be
to,
a
I'll have to
spinning
explain.
machine?
I'll have to explain. I'll explain later.
I
in
mean,
the
I
back-
guess. I don't know
I'll-
why.
dude.
No, I'll explain later in the backstage. Just everyone in the chat is too young. But Chris, if you want to go ahead and give your and Chris, be respectful. Don't be a prune.
Hey, listen, to answer
You
your
could put your
question, Brad,
silverware in there, dude.
I absolutely would take the chance to ride the lightning. I'm thinking about Daniel Stern in Home Alone whenever he gets shocked. I would take that. I would take that chance, my friend. But yeah, I'm inclined. I think the same. Put it in meh. It's whatever, dude. It was nothing. I would never watch it again.
No, well, pooey. Or well, like Hawk Tui. Hey, there we go. There's one for an AI robot chick. But anyways, my turn here. I've been picking some lower movies here, so I want to go with a banger here. Let's go with a banger that is The First Omen. I think that'd be a good one here. And I think, in my opinion, this movie kicks all of the ass. And actually, you can actually probably give a good argument of why this movie could be a decade staple because of the fact that this is a prequel, technically, and for a prequel to be this fucking good is really honestly unheard of in the horror genre. Not impossible, but very unheard of. And I think this movie for a horror prequel takes it to a whole nother level. So any other horror prequels they decide to make in the future really have to bring their A game if they even want to get close to The First Omen. So Gimme kicks all the ass with very closely to a horror decade staple.
Hell yeah, Birdie boy.
Yeah, I'll put it there too, man. I mean, I agree with everything. I think it was very surprising. I really didn't expect much out of it at all, to be honest, and was pleasantly surprised at how effective and creepy it was, and how well it served as a prequel to the original Omen. So I think it kicks ass, absolutely.
I'm gonna have it kick a little bit of ass too, man. It was a big surprise for me this year. Not an Omen fan per se. I mean, I like it, but this was definitely one that exceeded all expectations for me by far. And yeah, I'm looking forward to revisiting it.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So kicks all the ass for the first Omen. So Chris, we are right back to you, my friend.
Okay, man. Let's just go
I'm
ahead and get one of
surprised.
the. I'm just going to go ahead and get one of the heavy hitters out of the way now. We haven't. I think we've been kind of treading water here on them, so let's just go ahead and dive in. I'm going to put Long Legs as a decade staple.
Okay.
I have, I mean, I always really enjoyed it. I did think that it was going to be something different. So I think that I was a little disappointed when I walked out of the theater. But once I can get that out of the way and really appreciate it for what it is, I mean, I still think that it's great. Even if Cage's performance doesn't quite work as well for me. But nevertheless, I still love the hell out of it. I think it's got atmosphere for days. And I think it'll be remembered as really something that put Osgood Perkins on the map.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with this, man. You guys know that I love the hell out of this movie. I've been saying it all year since I saw it. It's just right up my alley, man. I love the dark psychological investigative horror flicks. And that's what this is to its core, and it does a really good job with it. The atmosphere is top notch. I don't think you could make the case for Nosferatu, but I don't think anything really excels as well as this movie does when it comes to atmosphere from this year. And I love it for that. I love the cinematography and everything does so much to help tell the story as well. So I always love it for that. And I actually love the Nick Cage performance. He just seems like a crazy dude, which is exactly who he's portraying here. So I love it as well. And yeah, so I'm going to decade stapled. I've been talking about this movie for months, so I've said it all, but yeah, it's right up there.
Yeah, and I definitely agree that I also am a big fan of the Nick Cage character of Longlegs. So I just and late last year I've had a better appreciation for Longlegs. If you two know what I mean. But Mika Monroe being in this movie, badass. She's always great in any horror movie that she's in. Underrated actress Alicia Witt. She did a great job in this movie as well. Chris, I agree with you. This movie has tons and tons of mood and atmosphere, and I think it's enough mood and atmosphere where it like legitimately just it turns into a staple of its own, like a decade staple. But I think where it really gets me with this movie on the main reason why it's going to be a decade staple. So I do agree with you gentlemen on that. And that is going to be from a director standpoint of Osgood Perkins. Man, what a freaking banger that just puts him on the map. So now anything where you see his name on it, you're going to want to go watch it. That's how big of an influence he has added to the horror genre with Longlegs. So with Osgood Perkins, give me some Longlegs.
Give it, give it, and give it, and give it.
Whoa, time out. Wait a minute. Was she really the log lady?
Oh my gosh, dude! With more Twin Peaks, man.
Sorry. It's just I got done watching it. I just never put two to two together. Was she really the log lady?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The lady that runs behind the log and like prays.
Oh no, it's the one that she talks to the log.
Oh no, God, no, not that lady. I thought
okay.
There's a scene of her she's the one who runs out with her. It's been a while since I've seen it.
I don't have a log.
Okay, I got you. Now I know who you're talking about.
No, not the old lady. Yeah, she runs out in the woods at some point with her boyfriend or something. They have to hide behind a a fucking tree.
So
Which is it's a log.
Yeah,
or
It's
a
the
pre-log.
origin story of the log.
It's a
let's just
pre-log.
call it an upright log, okay?
It's
Yeah.
a pre-log going into the gulag before it becomes a log. But anyways, way too much in that. But no, I didn't know that. That's so awesome. Just to get some Twin Peak references in there. So let's see here. We did Long Legs, and that was Chris. So Brad, you get the pick next.
Let's see what we got down
actually,
here.
Brad, I'm sorry, real quick, I forgot. 2 more people joined in the chat. Courtney Reed, what's going on there, Courtney Reed? How are you doing, buddy? And we got Blu-ray Addict. What's going on there, Blu-ray? Again, hopefully your New Year's resolution is to be fighting that addiction against Blu-rays, and I hope you keep fighting the good fights, sir.
Yeah, dude, keep fighting it, man. Keep fighting it. You're gonna rock it out. Let's go with I think we should go with Maxine here, man. I think it's time to talk some Maxine action. The epic conclusion of the X trilogy from Ty West. This is a follow-up. This is the sequel to X, whereas Pearl was the prequel to X. And yeah, so it follows Mia Goth's character, Maxine, after the events of X, and it's the 80s, and she's living in LA trying to make it as an actress. And yeah, there's a lot I really like about this movie, a lot of love about this movie. Really, I think the soundtrack is obviously awesome. I love the 80s vibes that I think it does a really good job with. Mia Goth is top notch as always. I just didn't really love the third act that much. I loved what Kevin Bacon was doing here.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie. He's playing like this private detective guy. He's kind of on the tail of Maxine throughout. Man, I'm actually kind of combating myself a little bit now because I was going to put it somewhere, but now I'm thinking about putting it somewhere else because I do
put it up your cram hole, LaFleur.
Yeah, cram it up there. Cram it up there. I think I'm going to stick to Worthy for now. For me, I just kind of think it felt flat in the third act a little bit. And again, it's kind of like Abigail. I don't want to throw this up there, and because if I did, it would be the weakest one up there for sure for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's potential for me to like it more, but I'm going to stick with Worthy for now.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I'm also going to put Maxine as worthy as well, and it's my own damn fault because I put way too much expectations into this movie, and it's fair expectations with the fact of how successful that X and Pearl was, how elite they are. To me, in my opinion, both of those movies are decade staples, in my opinion. So I really wanted to give this movie the great chance. I think it was going to surpass both of them. But unfortunately, it fell flat on that. Like Brad Manley, you said, the third act was the main reason why it fell flat so much. But I also just expected much more of this movie too. And I just didn't feel like it delivered. But of course, Mia Goth still delivered. Kevin Bacon delivered. The cast did deliver. And of course, and we all wasn't shocked on this, the score for this movie, which a nominee for the Real Horror Awards, at least for Maxine. The score kicked all the ass in the world, so I was not disappointed there. So just to me, this movie is worthy.
Yeah, I think that I would probably... There's something to be said about expectations here and about the fact that it's following the other two movies, because I think if it had came out outside of those expectations, then I think it would have been, I would have liked it a lot more. But because those other two came before it, I could see it being so much better than what it was. That being said, I still enjoyed it. And Mia Goth is great as always. I think for me, I would probably put it at meh.
So with
but maybe I'll put it in worthy if.
Yeah, well, it'll be 2-1, so it'll still go to worthy. But stay strong, Chris. Stay strong. If you think it's meh, it's meh.
I'd say I could put it in there. I mean, worthy is kind of right in the middle. I mean, there were certain parts that I enjoyed about it. I really like Moses Sumney's character, and Kevin Bacon's great as always, but it just didn't do it for me. I just think it could have been so much better, man.
Yeah, I know, and I think it absolutely could. But again, just compared like with those two movies, like again, fair expectations, and I definitely agree with Aaron Click's comment. This is a great thought here. I think it's kick ass. That's what he thinks. And if you don't factor in expectations, I can see it in the world. If you do not like, if it's just its own thing. I feel like this movie could easily be in kick's ass. It's just unfortunately it had to deal with its other two movies with it within the franchise, which technically you could call it a franchise because there's 3 movies. So there's that. And then Destiny says too, also the Dead Meat episode covering Maxine made me realize a lot of connections and parallels I didn't get before. Great episode, which I need to watch that episode, but first I want to get to the Nosferatu because I'm really looking forward to them talking about that. And I think it is time. I think it's been long enough for me to give Maxine a rewatch and try to think just to watch that movie within like Aaron Click's view of just not getting those expectations in. So
Totally. I think that I think that's one thing that I just haven't really been interested to rewatch it since I saw it. But I do think that there's enough there to really love at the end of the day.
Oh, Brad, we got a little competition here. Oh, sorry about that. Vanderhoff, I've seen Long Legs 5 times. Ready, absolutely love it. It gets better every time. Brad, how many times have you watched it?
I've only seen it, I think, 3 times. I think, right?
Oh, you got
so you're beating me. You're beating me, but I agree, dude. That's one of those that you pick up a little bit more and more every time you watch. That's one thing I love about it is every scene in that movie is intentional, which you could say that about all movies, I guess. But you know what I mean? Like everything in there it's telling you something on the screen. Every image, every
was intentional.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess not every movie, but but every scene in there is telling you something that's not in the dialogue. Visually, it's telling you something, and that's that's one reason why I love The Shining so much is that every time you watch it, you pick up on new things, you see new things the storyteller is trying to get across. So I love it for that, man.
And I can't wait to rewatch it. So Brad, you're making maybe a little bit of a push right there. So probably me too. I think it's time for me to rewatch Long Legs again as well.
Put it in now. And you can.
Okay. First off, that's the Megan Fox movie. Raw movie.
I probably should have.
That's what Birdie's got his doll program to say.
As many times as oh man. What the fuck are we doing? All right. We got so off track. Who did Maxine? Okay, let me rephrase that. Who picked Maxine?
You did. Oh, was it you?
I didn't pick Maxine.
It was me.
Brad did. Okay, so it was good. So it's going to be my pick now, and let's go with one of the hidden gems of last year, and it's just one of those that it had a lot of discussions when it first came out, but then months came along, and then within the next and the next, those talks kind of gotten too quiet, and I think it's time to bring this movie back up and have more discussions about. That's going to be a little movie called Low Lives that's on Tubi. To talk about Tubi stepping up their game with an original horror movie of Low Lives. I can't give too much detail away for what this movie is about because that would be a big spoiler, and I want you all to go in blind in this movie if you have not seen it. But I just really enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed the performances. I like the little tiny action scenes that this movie has. I think it adds a little bit to the particular horror genre that it represents. So I'm going to be honest with you. I think this movie kicks ass.
It's going to be a dogfight between you two because I didn't watch this one.
Okay, go for it.
For me, Low Lives. So for what it is, a Tubi original movie, it's fucking awesome. That's not a platform I ever said to myself, "Oh, I can't wait for them to drop another original movie." It's a free platform.
My job.
Yeah, exactly. It's a free platform if you're not familiar with it. It's a good platform. They actually have a lot of good horror content on there.
Mhm.
Not necessarily a bunch of originals, but it's actually got a good selection. You'd have to watch ads and stuff, but it's free. Anybody can, with a smart TV or phone or whatever can get access to it. So I dig it. I like it for that. Jason Smith told us about this movie. I
Yes.
don't scour the tubies looking for their new movies. But he said, "Hey, check us out," and so I did. And yeah, it's a great flick, man. It's got some cannibalism in there, and it does some cool stuff with it to really kind of change this field up a little bit, and has a couple really shocking moments in there. I think that go in blind, check it out, and I think you'll be in for a good time. I think you'll really. I think you'll really be satisfied with some of the things that it does to kind of subvert your expectations. I really like it for that. That being said, when I compare it to a lot of these other movies, I'm going to stick it at worthy. I'm not going to put it up there with some of the other
Kick-Ass?
things. Yeah, no, worthy.
Oh, I know.
Um,
That's what I'm saying. I did kick
yeah.
ass to your worthy. So should we let the so should we let the chat chime in on this?
Yeah. We can let them vote on it. That's fine.
All right.
That
Before
sounds
that,
good for
I
me.
had a poll in the chat, so I want to get the results to that real quick, so I do not lose those results before I start this poll. And guys, we need your help. And I did notice in the chat too that a lot of y'all have either not seen it or have started it but not finished it. And I do recommend that you all at least finish it, because I think the third act you all will have a lot of fun with.
Yeah, it's got some good kills in there, a lot of good moments. I would say it's totally an awesome flick, but I'm not going to put it in the likes of Strange Darling and First Omen and Late Night with the Devil. It's just not that level of good for me. But yeah, still very solid. And again, it's free as hell, so give it a watch.
Hey, anything for free is a good time. So hell yeah. And while we get that poll going there, while you all vote away and help us out there. Well, first off, Sergeant Shitty, you picked the best Friday the 13th movie to watch, Part 4. You the fucking man. You are the fucking
Second best.
legend. Brad, fuck off. So
Jason lives, baby.
not you two. All right. Okay, so I did low live. So Chris, this is your pick.
All right, man. Keeping on, fucking keep. Oh yeah, you can't.
I'm surprised you
yet.
have to
I was
pick
like,
a particular movie yet.
we're just waiting on it. Now we can go ahead and get it out of the way. Let's just go ahead so I can get shit on. Let's talk about Beetlejuice. I'm gonna put it in Kick's ass. I think that for a sequel to be this good is kind of rare for anything, especially anytime that you have a sequel come out to something, like 30 years later or whatever. So many times they just fucking suck. I think this and Dr. Sleep are probably the only things that really.
Dumb and Dumber 2.
Fuck you. I will never go back and watch Dumb and Dumber 2.
No, I regret seeing that in theaters.
I'm so glad that I didn't, because I'd never finished it. I watched it for like 20 minutes and I was like, this isn't even close. Same actors, completely different characters. It was fucking ridiculous. But I think Beetlejuice, I mean, Michael Keaton's like 70 years old, man. He's out there having the time of his life. Tim Burton is back, came back to being Tim Burton. All the original cast. Catherine O'Hara was fucking hilarious. Winona Ryder, Jenna Ortega was a great addition. I mean, the only negative that I really had with it is that, I do get the people complaining that the plot was way too convoluted. I do think that there is a lot going on. The whole time they could have slowed down and spent a little bit more time with the characters, but everything does get resolved at the end. So, and the comedy's still there. It's just great. Put it in Kick's ass for me.
Kick's ass. Okay, Beetlejuice.
Well, we're fucked.
No, nobody's fucked. No. Listen, I agree with everything you said down there. I think that.
No, I'm talking about we've summoned that fucker. We're done.
Oh well, yeah, but he's going to your house. You're yeah. You got the coffin over there. That's why he's going to pop out of there.
Oh, It's okay. I know exactly what to do.
Yeah, there you go. You got the
Nice. You got-
handbook.
yep.
There you go. He's gonna pop. Oh, there he is. Okay. No, everything you said is factually correct. I think you got a sequel, long overdue. That was actually pretty solid. The characters were able to get right back in the groove of things. I did find it a bit convoluted, so much so that I don't really even remember what the plot actually was. I think if they would have focused more on the Monica Bellucci storyline,
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked that a lot because I was actually kind of curious to see how that was going to turn out. And I honestly don't even remember how it did. There was so much shit going on at once.
And she looked phenomenal too.
Oh, she always, yeah, she was great. And there was the kid in the treehouse. Like there was just so much shit that and then there was that dude, there was the snakes. There was a lot of good comedic moments in it. I liked it enough. I just didn't really love it per se. So I'm going to put it in worthy.
All right. Well, just like the Surfians movie, the juice is loose. The juice is loose. But no, actually, Chris, I got your fucking back, man. I'm gonna put this movie in Kick-Ass as well because this, to me, like you said, Chris, this is a fun sequel, and I had a blast. I had a packed theater. I was back going. I'm at Regal again. This was my first movie at Regal in such a long time with my new membership at Regal, and they took care of me. They gave me a nice popcorn bucket, a badass freaking collector's cup, and just a packed theater too. And I had the time of my life with this movie. I had so much fun. I agree that the main story, this movie is indeed all over the place. And Chris, I'm going to fix your wording right there real quick. Jenna Ortega was not a good addition to this movie. She was the perfect addition to this movie. And it's like what Winona Ryder said. There would not be a Beetlejuice 2 without Jenna Ortega being born, or just like even a thought process of reuniting Beetlejuice. So thank you, Jenna Ortega, for that. But let me tell you about the hidden gem about this movie, and then we'll move on. Catherine O'Hara. She stole this movie from everybody in this movie. Like, just anytime she appears on screen, she steals the damn scene. Even when the scene is not about her, she makes it about her. And I give full credit for Catherine O'Hara for that. That's why I include her in the Real Horror Awards for Best Supporting Actress, because of how impactful she was in that movie and so damn entertaining. She's awesome, even though I still give her a lot of shit for leaving the kid. Not once, not twice. Well, actually, it is twice. But this movie is awesome. It kicks all the ass. So where would this movie go?
Kicks ass.
All right, just wanted to double check. So Brad, suck it, Sean.
Hey, I don't mind to suck it. I'm just telling you the way that I
Oh,
feel.
hey.
You don't mind to suck it. Wow.
Well, I'm just saying that I
Yeah.
earned it. I mean,
Hey, folks, you heard it here first. Whoever was
I gotta
requesting
suck
all
it.
that fellatio on the damn. Was it bad? Is it a fucking treat?
Oh, and yeah, sorry, I have to do this, even though Sergeant Shitty, I had so much freaking respect for you until you decide to do this to me. Damn, where did his comment go? Oh, here it is.
I love it, Sergeant Shitty.
Right
I
here,
love
Sergeant
it.
Right.
Shitty. Fuck you. No, Sergeant Shitty, you are the freaking man. So let's see here. That is Beetlejuice from Chris. So Brad, you get to pick the next movie.
I think we do Alien Romulus next because Shitty just brought that up as well. Said it was mediocre. Had me thinking about a lot of things. So let's talk a little bit Alien Romulus. To me, sounds crazy. But it's in. I'm not 100% saying it is, but it's in contention for my favorite Alien movie. Just because of the way it balances the horror, the action, everything from the first two movies. It's basically the first two movies blended together. So I love it for that. There's a lot of atmosphere in this thing. I love the story of it, of which is exploring this abandoned ship in space. I mean, that's like so isolated, you know. It actually, I compare it to Dead Space a lot, the video game, but it's also very similar to the game Alien Isolation. I mean, it feels a lot like that. You're going through this big ass, which is awesome, by the way. They need to do another one of those because that was fucking scary as hell. But that's you're going through this big empty spaceship in space. There's nobody near you or anything, like, because you're in fucking space in a spaceship with your group of friends, and that's it. I thought the characters were great. I thought Rain was an awesome protagonist. I love, and I know a lot of people criticize it, say that it's not, it's basically not doing anything new. It's doing the greatest hits of the Alien franchise, whatever. I mean, that's maybe it is, but I think if any franchise needed that, it was this one, because it went in so many different directions that it needed a movie to kind of reel it all back in, put all the good stuff in there, and set things off in a good place again. And I think it did that. I think it did it really well, and I think it did it perfectly, really. So, I think I will give it a kicks ass here for that reason. I think it's that fucking awesome. It's one of my favorite theater experiences of the year.
Nice. And actually, Chester and I feel exactly the same way about Alien Romulus. Kicks ass, Alien Romulus, but the final 15 minutes I didn't like. The rest was great. I absolutely agree with that statement. That's a strong statement, my friend there, Chester. I thought this movie was great. I definitely think, in my opinion, that Alien Romulus is my second favorite in the Alien franchise. I think it did that great of a job. And and this movie also brought very appropriate and very deserving screen time to the face huggers. They were just they're included in this franchise for a good bit, but this movie really just takes it to a whole nother level with the face huggers, and I do appreciate that. Like Brad said, Rain was a great final girl to be this generation's kind of like Sigourney Weaver. So yeah, Alien Romulus. I think this movie kicks all of the ass.
Money.
Yeah, it's up there for me too. Put it in kicks ass. I loved everything. The only thing that I think the only negative in it for me was I did find the AI of, what is it, Ian Holm, the old robot from the first one, that I felt like they could have just put another robot there. Well, I mean, I guess they couldn't have done that, but either way, the AI is just that I found that a bit distracting, but outside of that, I loved everything else about it.
Nice. So let's see here. Sorry, wrong screen. So perfect. And then let's see here. If Brad wins, so it is my go. So before actually I'll go and I'll check on the poll and see what we're got going on there. But first, I need to put a little smile on my face. Oh, come on, guys. Are you serious? You're not going to react?
Well,
I
thought you were going to do something.
I did do something.
Well, I know, but I thought you were going to do something else.
No, I'm like freaking Drax, baby. When I say so incredibly still, I'm invisible to the naked eye. But no,
usually when you smile like that, we can see Fernando's head kind of.
No, he's over there. He's a little bloated at the moment. But no, we're gonna talk about the movie of Smile 2 with Naomi Scott as Sky Riley. And after the movie ended, I downloaded the entire album. Actually, when Brad told me that the album was available, I downloaded the entire album, and I have that on my playlist, and I love listening to every second of it. And this movie is awesome. Definitely surpasses the original Smile. But it's all thanks to Naomi Scott. She, to me, gave a performance of a lifetime. If I could just do her performance alone, that would be a decade staple. But we have to respect the boundaries we have drawn between those two particular tiers. I think the mood and atmosphere in this is great. The jump scares are really effective. And again, it's just Naomi Scott just delivers a phenomenal performance. So I'm going to just do this movie, just kicks all the ass.
Hell yeah, Birdie Boy.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in kicks ass as well. I was surprised by this, as another one that's kind of like, you don't know which way they're going to go with the sequel. And this one really did a great job of expanding the kind of mythology and everything that was set up in the first one. And I love that opening with Kyle Gallner whenever he's it just starts off so chaotic, which kind of sets the tone for the rest of it. So yeah, putting kicks ass.
Yeah, I agree. That opening, Kyle Gallner, one of my favorite scenes of the year, man. That one take, 5 to 10 minutes, somewhere in that range. That was really well done. It really just gets things started off with intensity, and it sticks with it, man. I love the character of Sky Rally, man, and I also I think that it does a lot of the same things the first movie did as far as some of the scares and whatnot, but I think it just does it better in this one. I think everything for me just works better in this movie than it did the first. In general, I just thought it was more entertaining too. It actually had some fun moments too, some LOL moments, if you will, that came up from time to time. Whereas the first one just didn't really have that. So I think, yeah, I mean, I really liked it a lot. I'll kick ass. I'll do kick ass too.
Nice. Hey, there's a movie called Kick Ass too. So hell yeah. So we're gonna put that right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and check the poll here, and we got enough here. 56% went with meh for low lives. So that is where it's going to go. Very sad.
Brooke's talking about Psych over here, man. One of the best shows.
Yes, I love Psych. I'm actually due for a rewatch on Psych.
The Chocolate Room?
You tell me more about this chocolate room.
A drip in a chocolate.
If you don't tell me about this chocolate room, I'll promise you I'll kill you myself. You
suck it.
Yeah, the acoustics in this room. Phenomenal show. So if you love like oh my gosh, I forgot the main guy's name. But anyways, Psych is an incredible comedy show if you're looking for a comedy show to watch. Because I know you guys are going crazy in the chat right now talking about shows, which I did saw someone mention Yellow Jacket. That is on my to-do list to get ready for the new season if that comes out later this year.
Hell yeah.
Or I think early this year, I think. I got to double check. But I know it's coming
Showtime
soon.
action?
I think it's April. Yeah, I think actually the first two seasons are on Netflix now, I believe.
Yeah, finally, that is true.
Finally.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start watching that after I finish True Detective. Actually, I gotta do that pink one, and then I'll start Yellow Jacket.
Pink one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the pink one. I thought you said pink one. I was like, damn, what kind of show?
God. But no. Oh my fuck. But no. So if Yellow Jackets comes out in April, shit, I got that and The Last of Us for my birthday month. It's going to be an epic birthday month for me, so I'm already looking forward to it.
It always is, Birdie Boy. It always is.
Yeah.
For you, buddy.
All right. So let's go. We got a couple more movies left. I know we're getting ready towards near our 2-hour mark, so we'll try to go quick. Y'all want to do a speed round?
Yeah.
Hey,
there's a couple of these I feel like we can get out of here pretty quick.
I know. So I got actually 3 perfect speed round movies if you're all up for it. So we don't lose track with our 3s. Let's do the first speed round real quick. Chris, you go first. Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot, meh.
How did Low Lives end up in meh when it was between Kick-Ass and
wait, what?
And Low Lives you have in meh, but it was between Kick-Ass and Woody.
Oh fuck! Wait.
Well, hey, you can only bump it up one. Then I mean, if meh
so Worthy
that and Worthy.
Brad, thank you. I'm such an asshole. So we're just gonna put out Low Lives. I think that's what it meant. So I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. So Brad, good call. So Chris, what was Salem's Lot?
I said put Salem's Lot in meh. I mean, I don't. It didn't. It was whatever.
I would also put it in meh as well.
I should put it at Worthy just to stick it to Brad because the main character is Strangers Pray at Night. But I agree that this is also meh.
I liked him in the movie, actually. I thought he was solid. I just didn't think the story was done well. I didn't really like the story to begin with. I wasn't really a big fan of the book. It just, I don't know. The book was really long for what it was, but the story in general, I just thought the movie here, it felt pretty. There was that badass scene at the drive-in theater that was really cool. But outside of that, everything was just pretty, I don't know, pretty weak, I think.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we got Salem. And I think also too that Salem's Lot could have really benefited for being a series, kind of like how the original was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe if they tackle it in the future as a series, I think it could be more effective. But our next one I got here, and Brad, I'll let you start first on this one. Our little boy, Josh Hartnett in Trap.
Well, I haven't seen the movie. I just know the
Ooh.
guy, so I'm
Well, you
gonna
could
let
do it
you guys.
based off
and
the
you
guy.
like the guy.
I like the guy. He helped me out, so I'm gonna give that one to you guys.
All right. Well, I'll just go real quickly. It's just to me, I like the idea. Just the execution is bad, and Josh Hartnett did everything he could to salvage this movie. So I just give this a meh.
I'm there with you. Yeah, put it in meh.
Perfect. And then the last movie I have for the speed round here is VHS Beyond. And I'll go first on this one. And the only thing I will say about this movie is I do not suggest a drinking game with this, especially where one of your categories for drinking is for every kill. Trust me, I got the solid firsthand of what it does. So, but I think this is a solid VHS movie. So I give it a worthy.
I haven't seen it, so
Brad?
I'm going worthy as well. This had 5-6 segments in it, I think. I can't remember, but one of them was directed by
6, I
Justin
think.
Long. Yeah, one was directed by Justin Long, and one was the directorial debut of Kate Siegel, Mike
Yay.
Flanagan's wife, and
The
he
last
helped her.
one.
Yeah, and he helped her write it, I believe. So he had some input on it. I thought in general they were all pretty good segments. They were all kind of like, not all, but the theme of the anthology was like aliens and shit. So they had some of that in there, and it was pretty cool. So yeah, give me a worthy.
And you could just say one of those segments is rough.
Well,
So-
hey,
all
well,
right.
let me ask this question: were any of the kills or segments as good as F is for fart in the ABCs of?
Moving on. You fucking asshole. All right, so that means we get 6 movies left, and we each get 2 movies. So, Chris, what do you got?
Okay, let's do. I'm going to keep it moving. So let's talk about Heretic.
Okay.
I think I'm going to put Heretic in Kicks Ass. I almost want to put it in Decade Staple because I feel like people will go back. I only say that because I think people will go back and talk about Hugh Grant, this being his first horror movie, absolutely killed it. I think he's basically playing himself in real life because
Plus some blueberry pie.
Well, yeah. So yeah, put it in Kicks Ass.
I agree.
And I do think that Sophie Thatcher and Chloe East did a great job in there as well. Put that.
You finally saw the movie?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. I think if it would have had a better ending, I would have put it in Decade Staple. I thought it was really working up to be like a really just holy shit kind of ending, and it didn't really do that for me. I think it kind of, it was fine. It wasn't like it fell apart in the end or anything, but I expected it just the way it started, and how the thing progressed, where he's, you're seeing these girls getting farther into his plan or whatever. I just kind of expected to have like a not as good as like Saul, but something like that, where it's going to fucking just really bring everything down and do it really good. And for me, it didn't do that. But that being said, the performances were great all around. Hugh Grant, awesome villain in this thing. If you haven't seen it, this was one that I didn't know was coming until, I don't know, the trailer started dropping a couple months before, I guess it seems like, and it immediately grabbed my attention when I saw him as the villain, and I think he definitely nailed it.
Nice. And here, I'll keep this short and sweet because pretty much you guys just nailed everything about it. This is going to be kick ass. Even though more than anything in the world, I would love to put this at for a decade staple. But when you fucking say that Burger King is the best fast food restaurant, fuck you. So that's the only thing I have negative to say about Heretic. That it shits on Taco Bell and loves on Burger King. But other than that, this movie kicks all the ass. And Hugh Grant, this is all I can ever ask for, is for a Hugh Grant horror movie, and he did not disappoint.
They do change the answer though. It's not Burger King. They actually end up they go with Wendy's.
No, it's always the first thing you say. It's always the first thing you say. So that bitch meant Burger King. So she was just lying.
Wendy's
But-
is still better than Burger King, but is
All
not
right.
the best. It's definitely never
No.
number one. It's
All
never
right.
number one.
If we're ever
No,
taking
no,
a
no.
break from horror topics on this channel, we need to do a tier list. You know what? I actually got a better idea. Let that be a Beers with the Bros episode. We do a tier list with fast food.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, we need to
do
do
it.
that. So check
Didn't we
out
already
Beers with
do
the
something with
Bros
fast
in the
food?
future. Well, no, we did a
Did something. It
Oh,
was
yeah, best burger, best fry kind of thing.
we did that, and we also did the reveal of the top French fries.
yeah. we
Oh
did
yeah,
that.
maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, but we need to do a tier list. We need to officially get down to the nitty gritty of the best fast food places. So check over Beers with the Bros on stuff like that. But here we do all things horror movies and regular movies time to time. But so let's go to the next movie. Oh, and another thing with The Heretic too, because Chris brought up Sophie Thatcher. I'm just telling you right now, she's getting a lot of great movies under her belt, especially with Companion coming out on January 31st.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wait till you see
very
Yellow
excited
Jackets.
for her future.
She's phenomenal in Yellow Jackets.
I can't wait. So Chris, you did Heretic. So Brad, your pick.
Let's go ahead and crank out. And you know what? No, I'm not going to do this.
No, I'll do it for the next one. I know where you're going. I'll do it. I'll volunteer as tribute.
Yeah, you take one for the team there, pal. What I'll do though is let's tackle Immaculate. I think it's time to discuss Immaculate. And had First Omen not come out, I might have had this higher in my rankings. Even though this came before that, but First Omen, it was really weird. It was like a week or two in between. I saw Immaculate and I was like, oh, this is a cool setting. We're in a nunnery. There's Sydney Sweeney over here floating around. A lot of good things are happening. I like it. The ending of this movie, holy shit, is one of my favorite scenes of the year. Right up there with the opening to Smile 2. It's just fucking awesome. But after First Omen came out, I kind of forgot what all happened in this movie. I don't know. First Omen just kind of took over all the nunnery memories for me because I just thought it was a better movie. And so it kind of made me forget about all the stuff leading up to the ending of this. I remember some of the here and there, but overall, I think it just, I don't know. If you can't remember a lot of the movie, it can't be that great. So give me Worthy. Very, very awesome flick. Sydney Sweeney is actually a good actor in this movie. I think she does a good performance, good character. But I'm not going to quite put it up to the level of some of these great movies that are ahead of it. So give me Worthy.
And I will also put this on the Worthy list as well because Sydney Sweeney is indeed immaculate. And just that final scene alone is just Worthy all alone. So it's just like with this movie, it's just pretty much you're waiting until that talked about third act and final scene. And that's all that Immaculate has going for it. Even though it does have some good tension.
Atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly. It has some good atmosphere that leads up. So you're not going to be totally bored. You'll be on the tip of your toes in this movie. But pretty much that's what most people will tell you. It's just the third act and that final scene. But there's other good things about it. Brad, pretty much what you said best too. It says if it weren't for the First Omen, Immaculate would be a little bit higher. But pretty much Immaculate's like, here I am. And then the First Omen's like, hold my beer. So this movie is worthy.
Make it a threesome, fellas.
Threesome.
Keep it pushing.
Nice. So, all right. And it'll be up to me. And Brad, I promise you I'll volunteer as tribute. So we're finally going to get to it. Why should we do a staple decade for The Strangers Chapter 1? Well, let me tell you, for the decade staple for the fucking worst horror movie of all time. Are you fucking kidding me? We already have the perfection that is The Strangers. And then we have the super highly entertained movie of Strangers Pray at Night. I love and adore that movie. However, this movie, and you know what? I'm not even going to give this movie that much more attention. I'm just going to let my boy, Joe Pesci, just say it.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
So you know where I'm putting it. Dog shit from a horse's ass.
Make it 2, buddy. I didn't even finish it.
I don't think it was as bad as a lot of people. It's pretty bad. There were things about it that I thought were like the main actress I thought was good.
Yeah, she was solid.
I forgot what her name is. I liked her a pretty decent amount though. I thought she was pretty solid. I just felt that I actually liked the setting too, the house, like the Airbnb or whatever out in the woods. Like I just, that was kind of cool. The movie just in general felt unnecessary. It just didn't. Why would anybody ever watch this over The First Strangers? It's basically the same movie, but The First Strangers is immensely better, more scary. It just didn't give itself any purpose. They probably should have just jumped in with whatever they're going to do in the second movie. But yeah, it's dog shit from a horse's ass.
Yeah, and I'll just let you know this, Ashton. I would rather watch Anya Taylor-Joy eat a freaking cheeseburger than that fucking movie ever again. Fuck
Well,
that thing. Fuck this movie.
That dude
How many
takes that.
times
Takes
did you
that.
watch that scene of Anya Taylor-Joy eating that cheeseburger?
To me, times to count, but with
That's
each
what I
time,
thought.
it's a joy to watch. But
That
anyways,
dude's at an Airbnb, and he just takes the fucking moped that supposedly came with the Airbnb and runs
Good
down to the burger store. He said, "Oh, they got a moped out there. I'll just take that out." Like, yeah.
yeah, I'm telling you, we can
We've all
go
been there,
do
man.
this all day. Yeah, freaking Chris will freaking do that to us, or he'll just freaking order freaking food behind our backs.
Yeah,
Fucking
I've been known to do it a time or two.
Hopefully you're not doing it tonight because I'm craving some Taco Bell. But let's finish out these last 3 movies here. So, Chris, what would be your last selection on your end?
Okay, I'm gonna go with Big Boy here. I'm going to put Nosferatu in decade staple. I think the cinematography was as good as anything this year. I was thoroughly impressed by that. Not everything in the story worked for me, but I think that it's so much more work that I really loved it, and I do think that it will be on top 10 lists at the end of the decade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I concur. I think that while I didn't necessarily love this movie, I give it a 5 out of 5 or anything. I do think from a point.
Oh, he's deep in thought, huh?
Yeah, very concentrated about what the beauties of this movie is. It's so beautiful. But no, but sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. It's just fortunately we are dealing with it. It's a bit of technical difficulties. Oh, Brad's back.
Am I still here?
Yeah, you're here now.
You haven't been for the last maybe, let's call it 20 seconds.
Oh no, and he's gone again.
Oh, he's gone again. Does anybody want to? Can't believe we're not getting a Queeferatu.
I know we've gotten a couple of queefs in there. But yeah. But
the
hey, that's a good
chapter 1.
Queeferatu. Oh, what the hell?
Okay, here we go. Is that
Brad.
Simple Jack?
No, that's freaking Rainbow.
Oh.
What the fuck?
It was blurry. It looked like Simple Jack. You make me happy.
And Chris, Brooke has said quite a few queefs.
Damn it. I'm sorry, Brooke. I've missed them all.
Yeah. It sounds like it's going to the top.
Yeah, so if you want to say all that again, or you just want to take our word for it.
I'll take your word for it, man. I'll just say that it was atmospheric as you can get. It was right up there with Long Legs in that regard. And Robert Eggers came in and did his thing. It's a match made in heaven for him to come in and do a classic movie like that and tell the story we've seen a few times, but just fucking nail it and give it the respect that it deserves, So give me that. Defoe. Yeah.
Damn it. I just realized
I'm incensed.
I just had the background, son of a bitch. Anyways, but yes, I absolutely agree. absolutely one of the most gorgeous horror movies I've ever watched in my entire time of watching horror movies. All for the cinematography. I'm not the biggest fan of the look of Bill Skarsgård's Count Orlok, but just his voice and just like the makeup effect. Or no, I can't say that because I've already hated on it. But Bill Skarsgård still did a very damn good job as Count Orlok with the voice and everything. There's one particular scene where it will be sketched into my brain, unfortunately, forever.
A fucking 1,000-year-old hammer, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
You saw that thing.
Yeah,
He had a proper
Dave.
thigh slapper on him, huh?
Uh, but everybody in this cast was really great. Lily Rose was phenomenal. She did an amazing job for a year of 2024 where the horror actresses did phenomenal jobs, and so it's hard to pick one winner for the Real Horror Awards. But yeah, love Nosferatu. It to me is definitely a decade staple.
Nosferatu.
Oh, dude, the hand going over the city, chef's kiss.
I quite love the ending to it too.
I
thought it
love
was
the
pretty-
ending. You kidding me? We get to
Yeah.
see all kinds of sexiness going on. But anyways,
It was a fucking.
there was a fucking.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll leave it. We'll leave it at that.
Getting into slow territory. But anyways, Brad, what's your last movie you want to dive into?
Terrifier 3, just so I can see what Chris is going to say about it.
I thought we'd save the best for last, but no, let's go ahead and get tear Chris up a new asshole here. So, Brad, Terrifier 3.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know I loved the Terrifier 2 when it came out. I wasn't a huge fan of the first. I wasn't a huge fan of the first Terrifier, but the second one came along and it changed my mind on the franchise. Loved it. I think it's for what it's doing really well. It's that just so much gore that it's comedic, and you have a horror villain here in Art the Clown that just has so much personality, which is he's silent, but he still has all the personality of Freddy Krueger and Chucky and all that, because with the way that the shit that he's doing. So I love it for that. So yeah, he's wearing a lot of hats in this one, aka Santa hats, and I think it's just as good as the second one, but shorter. So I'm probably going to rewatch this more. I could see myself throwing this on in December almost every year just to get a little different version of a Christmas movie out there. So love the hell out of it. So give me kicks ass for Terrifier 3.
Nice. I would definitely think as well this movie kicks all the ass. I think it's the second Terrifier that would be the decade staple if we had to choose between the three. But no, kick ass is where this movie belongs. The practical effects, gnarly and perfect. Especially that freaking shower scene, dude. Oh my god. But yeah, Art is to me almost at his peak form in this movie. I think he did a great job as being old Saint Nick. Victoria was just doing Victoria things in that movie, and of course, Sienna Shaw was freaking badass as always. So I love this movie. To me, this would be number 2 in my Terrifier list, the second best one of the Terrifiers, but it is still it still does a great job, and it always makes me look forward to the next Terrifier. That's what it always does within each one. So give me kicks all of the ass. So Chris, tell us why it's a decade staple.
Fuck off. Fuck right off. Do your thing. Put it where you're gonna put it. I mean, I would put it in meh. But I mean, they're just not. These movies are just not made for me. I mean, that's just. I'm just not the. I mean, I appreciate them.
You and Erica both, Chris.
That's right. I mean, hey, I will say this. I appreciate that it came out as an unrated movie, and they've done a lot for the horror genre. I think it coming out and being as profitable as it was, and being seen by as many people as it was. There's something to be said about that. There's just nothing in it for me.
Okay, touche. And then that leaves our last movie of Speak No Evil. And Brad, this is the remake, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. This is the remake. And with me, when I first got done watching this movie, I was ready to give this movie all of the kick-ass. But as time kind of dwindled down, it just took to think over things a little bit. James McAvoy, excellent in this movie. He definitely carries this movie to like he alone could possibly put this movie at kick ass, but just to me, I feel like this movie kind of like leaves out stuff from the original that I prefer more in the original than I do in the remake. So I would give this movie it's definitely worth it just for worthy just for James McAvoy alone.
Yeah, I think I will put it in worthy as well. I like the setup. I think it does a great job of creating tension. The performances are great, but I don't, there again, it also kind of seemed a little formulaic to me. So I'll put it in worthy.
Mm-hmm.
I three will go worthy here. Actually, I think James McAvoy elevates it. I think without him, it's probably more of a meh. But he's such a good villain in this thing that it just, so much personality he brings that just makes it so good. I just thought the characters were so fucking stupid. The family that we're following.
You just watch the original, buddy.
Yeah, I'll watch the original, but the fact that, I won't get into what happens at the end or anything, but I'm gonna say that they're so fucking stupid, and that pulled me out of the movie a lot. Multiple times in the movie. I was like, are we serious right now, people? Like, what are we fucking talking about? Why are we doing this? What are we doing? What's the purpose of all this? I thought the reasoning for, it was just fucking, they were so fucking stupid. It killed me. But it was cool, cool setting, out in, I believe it was in England, out in the countryside of England somewhere. If I'm not
England,
mistaken.
Italy, or
Started in Italy,
but it was nothing.
They were in vacation in Italy at the beginning, but then
you're right.
That's where they met the family with James McAvoy. They go out there to their house.
Patty family.
Patty, yeah, old Patty's pub. They go out there.
Patty whack.
Hey,
they go out there to have a good weekend with some friends. It just gets fucking crazy for them. I like the story enough. I just thought the characters, the protagonists, were so fucking stupid that it holds it down. So worthy in long form.
Nice. And before we recap everything we did, I definitely want to address this. No Oddity. I watched Oddity, so if I were to put one in there, I would think Oddity is definitely worthy because definitely one of the scariest horror movies I've watched in a while.
Oh, hell yeah.
So Brad definitely needs to watch it. And Chris, have you seen Oddity?
I still haven't got around to that one, no.
And that's why we didn't put it on there, just for that alone. So fuck these two assholes. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's just those hidden Shudder movies. It's just those fuck you. These Shudder movies can sometimes be lost in the shuffle. So unfortunately, the one negative about Shudder. But yeah, that's why it wasn't on the list. But I respect the hell out of it. I definitely give it a very high worthy. So let's recap this and we'll send everybody home packing here. Dog shit from a horse's ass. Night Swim and The Strangers Chapter 1 times infinity. Fuck that movie. Our meh section is going to go to our boy Johnny Boy in a violent nature. Megan Fox, the Subservience, Salem's Lot, and Trap. Our worthy movies are A Quiet Place Day 1, Abigail, Maxine, Low Lives, VHS Beyond, Immaculate, and Speak No Evil, the remake. Kicks Ass is Strange Darling, Late Night with the Devil, The First Omen, Beetlejuice, Alien Romulus, Smile 2, Heretic, and Terrifier 3. And then our decade staples, the top of the top, the best of the best, The Substance, Long Legs, and
Nosferatu.
That's right.
Say Farelito.
Relatio.
Oh my god. But guys, that is our tearing up list for the horror movies of 2024. What do you think about it? Do you agree with us? three fine gentlemen, or do you just say, fuck your list, my list is better? Let us know in that comment section down below. And in the description is the link to this particular tier list. So if you want to fill one out and to share it off in all of our social medias, you go ahead and do that. And so, yeah, there's that in mind. So, Brad, do you have any other words you want to say? Oh, excuse me. Sorry, you're both here. Brad or Chris, do y'all have anything else to say? Sorry, Chris.
I feel good about it. I feel good about it, man.
I feel proud. I feel proud of what we've done here today.
I think we did a good list.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, Brad from Psych, proud of you. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and close out. Yet again, just want to kindly remind you all the Real Horror Awards 2025 will be on February the 6th. The ballot is still out and it closes on Saturday Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's when I will officially close the ballot. And then we will get to the fun part of my journey with the Real Horror Awards. And that is what we call the editing, putting the show together. So, but I am looking forward to it. This is going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully you all are looking forward to it as well. Again, that is February the 6th. And Brad, we are now officially going to tackle the most anticipated movies next week. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think we could tackle that. Yeah.
I think it'd be appropriate with the Wolfman coming out next week. So I think that'd be perfect timing.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Chris, are you going to be there, you son of a bitch?
I should be, man.
All right, because you know you don't need an invite. You are always welcome here.
Unless we
always
get
welcome here.
Snowed out for the next week.
Which, hey, that's a very good possibility. So let us know, let us
We'll
know,
see.
let us know.
With the Snowmageddon tomorrow.
So, guys, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. So, if you gentlemen don't mind if I can take the last word.
Of course.
All right.
Head to the knot. No, it's fine.
But for the last word, this is again just for Raymond Malaber. Rest in peace, my friend. We love you, and hopefully we did this show in justice of your honor, man. We love you. We're gonna miss you, my friend. Have a good night, everybody.
Cheers.